Hi, this is Tony from AirGunsARP.com. Today I have something a little different. This is a update to a review I did earlier this year. This here in front of me is the Brocock Compato in .22 caliber. As some of you may remember, right after SHOT Show I did a review of this rifle. There were some problems. We contacted AOA and Brocock. They worked together to identify and address these issues. The primary thing was, in the past, while the 12 foot-pound version, or the non-FAC version of the Compato, had the slingshot hammer, the FAC or full power version, which produces about 27 foot-pounds of energy in .22 caliber, did not have the slingshot hammer. That now has been changed. In fact, they've gone above and beyond, had their engineers redesign the custom slingshot hammer for the Compato, in fact, update it so now it works with the FAC or the full power version of the Compato. The power adjuster has gone from giving minimal results to now, at the highest setting, it's going to give you 27 foot-pounds of energy. At the lowest, it's going to be sub 14 foot-pounds. Of course, depending on the ammunition you're using, the pellets, the weight, and so on and so forth. In the US, the Compato comes with a Huggett moderator standard now. That makes a huge, immense difference in the volume used when firing this, or the volume when firing this. It is extremely backyard friendly. It is one of the quietest rifles that I've shot. The Compato is a semi-bullpup design, meaning here's where the magazine goes. It's just slightly behind the trigger assembly. That shifts the balance a little bit, allows for a couple extra inches of barrel length to be pulled back, and it makes for an extremely easy to handle and very well balanced rifle. It still has the synthetic stock. It is a great little stock. The one thing I like about it is it has a bunch of different ways that you can hold on to it when you're actually not using it. I really like this design, the setup here. It makes it extremely easy to attach if you so desire a sling. Doesn't even need to be something fancy. Just tie it onto there and you're good to go. Tie it onto the back and you're good to go. The rifle is, like I said, very, very comfortable to shoot, decently lightweight. In .22 caliber, the change with adding that slingshot hammer has been immense. It's gone from a 20 shot count, let me restate that, 20 accurate, precise, consistent shots within a couple percentage points of spread velocity wise to producing over 30 now. That's extremely good considering this is not, I repeat, this is not a regulated rifle. This uses the slingshot hammer system, which long term, the one advantage of doing that, anyone who's had a regulated rifle for a long time knows that eventually you will have to do a rebuild. It's just part of how the technology works. With a slingshot hammer, you don't really need to do that. Regular maintenance should take care of that. Trigger pull on the Compato came in at around 8 ounces. Because it's a semi-bullpup, it doesn't suffer from a lot of the linkage issues that some of the more traditional bullpup designs have suffered from. As I said, it's quiet. I really appreciate that they took our feedback, and the updates to the Compato have made it quite the amazing rifle. For those of you who have seen my previous video review, I've always been a fan of this rifle. Now, even more so. All in all, I really like the changes they've made. I like that they've actually listened to people's input, and I think this shows that Compato Brocock getting acquired by Daystate may actually be a good thing for the community. This comes in at US retail for a little under $1,000. It puts it at a more affordable price point than pretty much any other premium bullpup out there right now in the market. It's below the Wildcat, it's up there, but still below the price of the Taipan Mutant, which is one of my favorite bullpups currently. It's well below the price of the Impact. If you're looking for a hunting rifle, if you're looking for a target rifle in a bullpup style format that's on the affordable side, this is the way to go. I see this as having a lot of use as a small game field rifle. It's lightweight. I've used it with both a ATN X-Sight night scope as well as New Viper Pro from MTC, and Red Dot sight. And I gotta admit, I liked it with all three. Each allows you to get a little different use out of it. Let's get to the shooting. This is Tony. Big thanks to our sponsor, Airguns of Arizona. We're able to actually now have the Omega Supercharger compressor. It really makes my job of testing much easier. Great compressor. We'll be doing a review on it in the near future. This first group is a 25-yard group taken this past February. This was the JSB 18.13s. It was a fairly calm day. The grouping was great on this. We really never had problems with the Compato when it came to grouping. It was a fairly precise rifle, and I guarantee you that any of the inaccuracies in the shooting here are all the fault of the shooter, not of the rifle itself. Under a dime shots, 5 at 25 yards. This next group was at 35 yards this spring. Actually, this was about a month ago or so. We had pretty strong winds, about 10 mile per hour winds going east to west here. Yet still, we got a very acceptable group at 35 yards. These next groups were at 75 yards. These are 10-shot groups. We had a windy day. The wind was gusting initially, and it eventually started to die down. This first group, you can see just how much the wind was affecting things with this left to right, 10 to 15 mile per hour gusting winds we have. As the wind died down, the shots got better. The shot groups were consistent, still 10-shot groups. This last group is going to be probably shots 24 to 34 or so, since we did take a couple initial ones before the fill, and you can see as the pressure starts to drop, our point of impact drops as well. When we received the Brokaw Compato, Airguns of Arizona had it filled to 230 bar. We immediately contacted them about this because something was different. This was out of the green zone on the gauge. It seems with the new changes to the Compato and the new Slingshot Hammer update for the full power or FAC version, 230 bar is the fill that's recommended currently, at least here in the US. With that, we got a 30-shot string that was within 46 feet per second between our extreme high and low for 5.22% extreme spread. This gave us right under 27 foot-pounds, coming in at around 26.5, which with the JSB 15.9 grain pellets was about 866 feet per second. Now the really nice thing about that here though is if you take those first 20 shots, we had under a 2% extreme spread, 16 feet per second variance, 1.82% extreme spread, and we're much closer to 27 foot-pounds of energy at 26.82. I'm sure if a heavier pellet, we would have definitely reached that 27 foot-pounds of energy and seen similar results. That said, it's a vast improvement over what we were seeing in the past. It's a much more effective shot string, 30 shots that are definitely all hunting capable within 46 feet per second. As you can tell, I'm pretty excited about this. After those amazing numbers with the JSB 59s, I had to try a heavier pellet. I did happen to have some H&Ns that I was using to test the Day 8 Renegade. These were H&N Barracuda coming in at 21.14 grains. They were a much heavier pellet, but they still performed really well. The first 20 shots, I got about a 2.4% extreme spread, which was about 19 feet per second. The really amazing part there was that I was at 28.5 foot-pounds of energy. Because of the smaller air cylinder, it did drop off quite a bit faster than I was expecting, with only 25 good shots coming out of it with these heavier pellets. So lighter pellets, that mid-range 15.9 or so, I think is going to be your best bet when using the Compato. That said, if you need a little extra power for hunting, getting some of those bigger rabbits or jackrabbits, this is a great way to go. The JSBs are phenomenal. The H&N worked really well. They both grouped well. The H&N, I will say, I would keep to under 30 yards, though. Overall, still impressed. The Compato represents a true changing of the guard for Brokaw. It's the first product put out since Brokaw has been acquired by Daystate, and the technology shows. The Slingshot Hammer, advancements in manufacturing, just the overall look and feel of the Brokaw Compato really show Daystate's influences. If this is what we have to expect moving forward, I think as an industry, we're going to be very happy to see that Brocock is continuing to make new products. That said, for those of you who are fans of the older Brocock product lines, unfortunately they will be discontinuing those. The Concept, the Contour, and those pistols are, in fact, right now no longer being produced, so now is a great time to pick them up if you're fans of them. This is Tony from Airguns, Air Rifles, and Pistols.